Hi, my name is Erica. This is my son Buzzy. This is my dog Kobe. And my husband Casper's behind the camera here. Thank you for watching my very first online yoga video. I'm so pleased to finally get this project underway and get the first video out. If you enjoyed today's video, consider supporting me and my family through Patreon. You'll find a link wherever you found this video to go to my Patreon page. Today's video is about a 50-minute intermediate Vinyasa practice, focusing on the hip flexors, this part of your body right here. So have a look, get cozy, get comfortable, get a space in your house, and then see you on the mat. Have a great practice. Start on your back, please. Lie down. If you're using a yoga block, have that nearby. Okay, so onto your back. If you are not using a yoga block, bend your knees, take your feet as wide as your mat, and let your knees fall towards each other into a little A frame. Okay, if you do have a yoga block, keep your feet parallel, lift your hips and take your block underneath your sacrum. Try to center it there. And then you can take your feet a little wide, and again, the knees can fall towards each other. Take your hands onto your lower belly, close your eyes, and straight away, a deep inhale, full exhale. Use that breath to signal to your body that the practice is beginning. Signal to your mind that the practice is starting. Each breath is through the nose. Use the back of your throat, and you can start to create sound. Sound and a feeling, a little rumbling sensation. As you make these sounds a little bit more audible to yourself, make the feeling a little bit bigger, weave your awareness around them, and use that as a tool to get present. Okay, and bring your attention now to your hands, feeling your belly rise and fall with your breath. So yet another thing to bring your attention to around your breath, the intrinsic movement to it. Notice on the exhale how your belly drops. And take that from being something that is fairly unconscious to something that is conscious, deliberate action in your body. When you exhale, pull your belly in and hollow it down, feeling the support from your block. And then inhale, letting the tummy rise. Exhale, feel the drop, and then just continue that, breathing out and letting the belly hollow. Do that twice more. One more big inhale. A full exhale. Okay, from there, bring your feet to parallel. So then walk in a little bit. If the block is there, you're going to lift your hips, remove it. Okay, one breath. And then as you breathe out at the front of the hips, feel a little crease as the knees come up into the chest. And you can do a little rock from side to side here. We'll open the knees out wide, bring the soles of the feet towards each other, and you'll reach up and grab your feet. And keep rocking a bit. Then open one leg and then the other into happy baby pose. Okay, bring your feet back together, pull them down and in. And then reach your arms up towards the sky, but keep your legs in that position. Take a deep breath. Exhale, lift your chest up, rib cage up, shoulder blades up, and even knees up. And then release back down with an inhale. Up curl in, exhale. Let's do a few more. So you're moving with your breath and lifting up. So trying to get yourself curled up into a little ball. That includes lifting the knees up. Okay, this one, come up, stay lifted, do little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your chest down, arms down. Put your feet down on the floor, hip width distance, parallel feet. On your next exhale breath, lift your hips up in the air and feel your spine bend as you curl up through your chest. And then attempt to mimic the feeling of either your sacrum being on that block or on the floor, feeling kind of suspended, kind of held from underneath, and then hollow your tummy on the exhalations. And release your tailbone back down to the floor. At the front of the hips, deepen a little bit there, creasing there. Knees come in, and then you'll roll up. And let's get into downward facing dog, please. Step back. And move around, because it is your first down dog. So you can do a little pedal out through the feet, get some pops and cracks out of your toes. Any little things you like to do here, whatever your little ritual is when you get to your down dog. Okay, and then raise your right leg up in the air, 3-legged down dog. Bend your right knee and open your hip. You can look under your right arm a little bit. Raise the knee up higher, hug the heel in a little bit deeper. And then bring that leg all the way forward. Step it between your hands. Come up onto your fingertips here and pull your chest forward. Take a full breath. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Plant your hands and step back. Okay, raise your left leg up. Bend that knee and roll open with your hip. You can take a little turn of your chest. So that's different from dumping down. So just a little controlled turn. Let the knee go up higher, heel in closer to bum. Inhale. Then big movement, bring that leg all the way forward, knee to nose, and then step the foot between your hands. Up onto your fingertips, chest forward, collarbones wide, and an inhale. Down dog, step back, exhale. Come to a plank pose and breathe in. Put your knees on the floor. Keep your tummy strong. Let your heart melt down just a little bit toward your thumbs. Take one more breath here. Bend your elbows and lower all the way down to the mat, keeping the integrity through your front body. Okay, a little inhale, little cobra. Lift your chest. And then press all the way up and back to down dog. Lift your hips back up to the sky. Raise your right leg up on an inhale. Bend the knee, roll open the hip. Okay, we're going to level the pelvis and straighten the legs. We're breaking up the movement a little bit here. Exhale, knee to nose to curl forward. Step through between the hands. Then reach your right arm forward and up in a little half circle. And then just reverse that circle, hand back down, downward facing dog, step back. Left leg, reach it up. Bend the knee, open up the hip. And then level the pelvis, straighten the leg. Exhale, knee to nose, come forward and step in between your hands. Your left arm goes forward and up, a little half circle, and then back down. Plant your hand, downward facing dog to exhale. Come to plank. Put your knees on the mat. Exhale and lower down. This time, fly your arms back and come up to a little locust pose. So curl up with your chest, raise your legs, pull your shoulder blades in, let your arms float up. Inhale. Release your chest down, plant your hands, downward facing dog. Exhale. Right leg up. Bend that knee, open up the hip. Level pelvis, straight leg. Knee to nose, exhale, step through. Right arm forward and up. Bring it back down, downward facing dog. Left leg up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Go back to level, straighten your leg, and then knee to nose, come forward. Step your foot between your hands, left arm forward and up. And then back down, downward facing dog. Exhale, come to plank pose. Lower to the floor. Arms fly back, locust everything up. Stay for the breath out. Then bring the feet down to the floor. Spread your toes and push. Then take your hands down. Position them like you're about to do upward facing dog. And then there's your hint. Push through your hands. Drag yourself forward and up. And find your upward facing dog. And inhale there. Downward facing dog. Roll over your toes and breathe out. Inhale. Lift the heels. Look at the hands. Finally, come up to the top of the mat. Okay, fold there. Do a little sway of your body, perhaps. You can alternate bending the knees. Any position with your arms that you like. Okay, bring yourself up to standing. Raise your arms, look up. Sit right into chair pose as you breathe out. So embrace the heat and the fire. Sit back into the heels so that you demand that your legs work. Sit back, toes free, hands and fingers alive. So everything included here, full inhale. Sit a little bit lower. One more breath. Fold, exhale. Halfway lift. Go straight back to downward facing dog. Raise your right leg up. Okay, changing things up. Bring your right knee to your right armpit. And slide your knee to your wrist. Come back up to your armpit. And then reach your leg back up in the air. Exhale, knee to nose. Step your foot between your hands. Cool. Then if you just did that and thought, no, that wasn't cool, I didn't like that, then you can skip it and just step your foot through. Okay, let's everybody bring the back foot in closer. Dip the knee down, lift your torso up, raise your arms. This is called the thigh cooker. Your back leg, try and dip it down and feel the thigh is long, pulling forward, tummy in, and then you reach your arms up. You'll take a breath. Goddess pose to exhale. Spin your back foot flat. Your feet need to be fluid. Okay, and then turn to the left leg, goddess pose. Turn to the left leg, thigh cooker. So that back leg has that little dip down and then a little drag forward, and you can continue that into your tailbone. Lift your tummy. And the arms go up. Breathe in. Exhale, goddess pose for real. And then turn to the right leg. Thigh cooker. Inhale. Then open, goddess. Turn to the left leg. And then goddess. Let's do one more each side. The whole point is to get the legs fired up. And then over to the left. And then plank pose. Put the hands down, step back. Okay, keep squeezing your thighs, make them work. Pull the belly up and in, heart forward. Take one big breath.
Exhale to your chaturanga. Up dog with an inhale. Downward facing dog. Roll over your toes. Exhale. Raise your left leg up. Bring your left knee to your left armpit. Slide down. Slide up. And then lift the leg in the air. Knee to nose to breathe out. Step through. Again, remember you can skip all that. Pop in the back foot. Dip the knee. And then there's this pulling action in of your legs. So hug legs towards one another. And then lift your chest up. We find that little thigh cooker position again. Tailbone forward. Do an inhale. Then release your left arm at your side. And you're going to lean to the left. Whew, and then the feeling is like even spicier. Okay, a little bit hotter in the thigh cooker. So from the right rib cage down towards the right thigh, feel your stretch. Okay, inhale, bring yourself up. Goddess pose to the rescue. Exhale. And we're going to turn to the right leg. Find your little thigh cooker. Take your time. Hug the feet in again. Okay, and then we exhale. Right arm goes down as you lean over to the right. A little lift up. So your rib cage goes up. Pull the tailbone forward. Then back up to center. Goddess pose. Left leg breathe in. Lean to the left as you release that arm down. And then come up. Goddess pose. And then over to the right side. Lean to the right. Right arm releases down. Come back up. Hands to the mat. Plank pose to the rescue. Whoo, okay, hold in plank. It's so special to get into plank and feel grateful and happy for it. Okay, let's savor that. Squeeze thighs, lift tummy, heart forward, but then a little bit of softening down. Take a full breath. And then exhale to chaturanga, so the heart's already open for up dog. Breathe in. Downward facing dog to breathe out. Okay, right leg up. Right knee to left armpit. You're going to cross your body. Shoot the leg out over to the side. Left foot flat. Raise your left arm. Push through your right hand in your back foot and come up high. If you want to make it a little trickier, you can lift your right foot up, find some variations. One more breath. Left hand down, go right knee to nose, and then step between your hands. Bring your back foot in. We're going to get into that little thigh cooker again. Dip your knee, lift your torso. Arms go up. Lean to the right. From the lean, come right up into stork pose. Lift up your left thigh. Okay, from here, twist. Twist your torso to the left. Your arms go out parallel to the floor. Bring the left thigh up and think of the hip crease getting deep, and then lift up away from that with your rib cage. Okay, keep your leg as high as you can. Straighten your leg. Breathe in. Goddess pose. Exhale. Whew. Okay, you do whatever you want with your arms. And then turn to the back or to the left, the back of your mat. And then lean to the left arm down. From the lean, come up, stork. Lift the thigh, deepen the hip crease, lengthen your spine. Twist. Twist to the right, arms go out. Hike up the thigh again. Okay, and then straighten out the right leg, breathe in. Goddess pose, breathe out and land. Whew, okay. Shorten up the goddess pose. Bring your feet in a bit. And then start working your feet. Right heel up and left heel up. Again, do whatever you want with your hands. Come back to your breath. Feel it in the back of the throat. Hear it. Remind yourself of what it can do in the tummy. And then just add in that conscious power and intention and actually pull it in. Okay, go both heels up same time. Deepen the front of the hip creases. We invite and welcome the shaky leg. The totality of the experience is that this is hard by design. Sit the hips, raise the heels. 3, 2, 1. Flatten your feet like that. It's over. Straighten your leg. Turn your feet in. They're parallel. Exhale. Fold your torso down. Bend your right knee and sway your torso to the right. And then straighten that leg. Start to sway over to the left as the left knee bends. And then just continue this. And it's almost like you are drawing like an infinity sign with your ponytail or your hands in a way, or your head. You just start to loosen up. And close your eyes. Interpret this however you'd like. Okay, come back to center, go for halfway lift. Turn to your left leg, plant your hands. You can move through a vinyasa or just go straight back to down dog, your call. Okay, from this side we go left leg up, inhale. Bring your left knee to your right armpit, so it crosses the body and then shoot it out. We're going for fallen triangle. So back foot flat, and then reach. Try to expand from your center, and then push into the floor with what is there on the floor. To get lighter, to lift higher. Find your variation, do your thing. Okay, and then right hand back down, go left knee to chest, and then step through. Okay, last time we set up the thigh cooker. Bring the right foot back in. Dip the knee. Rise. Arms go up. Okay. Inhale. Lean to the left. Left arm goes down. Then we're going to come up into stork again. This is where we change it up. And grab your right foot and prepare for dancer's pose. You can grab the outside or the inside. Whatever you're down for. Focus your eyes, take a deep breath, and then begin to kick and stretch. So it's a slow process to find the sweet spot. Find a little resistance of pulling your right thigh bone forward as you kick back with your foot, your ankle. Okay, release. Come into into goddess pose. There's so many pose names. They're all kind of silly. Goddess pose, who knows, maybe it's called sumo pose. Could be. Turn to the right, raise your arms. Last thigh cooker. Obviously I made that name up. There's no Sanskrit name for this. And then you lean to your right. Last time, come up. Stork. And left thigh goes back. Catch a hold of your ankle. Focus your gaze. Take a full breath. Exhale and bring yourself in. Kicking and stretching, go slow. Start the process and find the sweet spot, the calibration. Little resistance, pull your left thigh forward. And figure out what to do with that energy. Maybe you have to reach more. Okay, last breath. Land. Goddess pose. Okay, again, it's a condensed stance. Start working your feet. And come back to breath. Come back to presence. Feel what's happening in your body. Both heels up. Hold. Deepen the front of the hip creases as you raise the heels. 3, 2, 1, flatten the feet, turn them in, and fold forward. Feel free to open your feet wider if you need to. Let your head drop, and then this time, now that we're in this forward fold, you just do your own thing. If you liked the little sway figure 8 thing, go for it. You could twist here. Just find some movement. Remember that yoga is a movement practice. So even in a led practice, give yourself permission to do your thing. Okay, halfway lift. Turn to the right leg. Downward facing dog, or plug a vinyasa in there if you so wish. Okay, final big sequence here, and it is a good one. It is a big one. Let's go right leg up. Walk your hands back to that left leg, standing splits. Oh, hello, tree. That's good. Just means I have to go higher with my leg. Okay, so leg up, chest down. You're going to keep your right hand on the mat. Let that stabilize you, okay? Bend your top knee, and then your left hand reaches up to grab the foot up in the air. And you can kind of wave your hand around until you make contact. If you can't get it, that's okay. Keep your hand down, keep your knee bent, and just work your standing splits like this. If you have your foot, pull it in and point your knee up to the sky and lower your chest more. Okay, 3 more breaths. Knee up higher. Last inhale. Release the foot, but reach it up, all the way up to the sky, so it's a straight leg again. And then walk your hands back out, 3-legged down dog. From your 3-legged down dog, raise the leg just a smidge higher, and then exhale, right knee to right armpit. Step your foot wide, and then drop your back knee to the floor. We're going to come into a little bit of a twist position. So push open your right knee, turn your chest. And remember that it's a movement practice. So if you need to take a little movement around in your hips, feel free. Hollow your tummy. Okay, find some variations. I'm going to bend up the back knee, get a good quad stretch going. You could lower down to your left forearm if you wish. And then to make it more potent, pull the left thigh bone forward, hollow the tummy, then turn the chest. Okay, release the back foot. Center the front foot, walk it back in. Okay, and then I'm going to invite you into full split, so don't freak out. So we're already kind of in a split position with the legs. So what you're going to do is walk your front foot forward more until you can lift the toes and start doing a little bit of the squeegee foot. The leg starts to go forward. And if you get to here and this is it, perfect. This is an awesome split. If you're a little bit more upright, also awesome. If you're still going, tuck your back toes, pull the knee back. So it's a true split of the legs. Front leg forward, back leg back. Okay, for me, this is where I stop. And luckily, I got a block. If you have a block, or maybe some pillows even, you can put it up underneath your thigh. Active in your feet. Pull the belly back and in. If you want to try balancing, you can. That's lovely. Okay, let's fold forward. Couple of breaths there. Stay with it. Relax your face a little bit. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. Think happy thoughts. Think sweet, sweet things to the back of your right leg, your right hamstrings. One more breath. Okay, and then you have to come out of the splits, which is the hardest part. get out however you see fit and go to three-legged down dog. You're going to raise your right leg up. Whew, that was quite the drag. Right leg goes up for three-legged down dog. So we're almost there with this little bit. Bend that knee, roll the hip open, and then land right toes down on the floor. You're going into wild thing. Reach out over the top edge of your mat. And you can turn your chest up and start to look up and maybe to the hand. Okay, flip it back over, downward facing dog. Add a vinyasa in if that makes you feel good. All right, let's do it on the left leg. Left leg up. Walk your hands back, standing splits, back of the mat. Oh, hello tree again. Okay, and then just fold for a moment. You should feel like you got a decent amount of space down the back of the right leg. Bend the top knee. Use your right hand to reach up and try and find your foot. There it is. If you can't find your foot, just keep your knee bent. If you've got your foot, pull it in and go knee up to sky. Everyone chest down. When things get really spicy, come back to breath. So those layers of it, the sound, the feeling, the pulling in of the tummy. Redirect the mind. Okay, release the foot, but now it goes up. So you find that kind of full potential standing splits. Walk the hands back out. You go back out to three-legged down dog. And it's a freaking awesome three-legged down dog. Exhale, left knee to left armpit. Step your foot outside of your hand. Drop your right knee. Okay, into the little twisty, lungy thing. You can push the knee open here. Again, finding a little bit of movement until you find the right spot. And then already I pull the tailbone forward just a little bit. I'm going to add in the quad stretch. And then that forward feeling, the looping feeling there, I can pull into my right thigh. Turn your chest open. Okay, release your foot. Walk the front foot back in. And then we'll take this into either like a half split. So you can come to here, but I reckon because the foot's already forward, like let's just give it a go. So you walk the toes forward a little bit. And then start to squeegee your heel forward. And just see where you can go. And then really though, before you get to your final stage, remember the back leg. Can you pull the back leg away just a little bit? So you're deepening the pose by using the back leg. Okay, and then again, the blocks, super handy, or the pillows, or the big books, whatever, get creative. Pull up and in, lift your belly. Pull the belly back, think about that hollowing action, and as if the sacrum were supported from behind and it were level. And we certainly have to use the imagination with that, but then it's kind of added intention behind your movements. Okay, fold forward for a couple of breaths, just letting this be intense and letting that intensity be a little bit different than what we were doing in the standing poses, and there was a different sort of burn. Again, that's the totality of the practice. One more inhale. Okay, and then we have to get out again. You know, you can get creative with that. Whatever works for you. You can do this insane kitty litter scratch of the foot all the way up and back. Whoa. And then left leg to sky. 3-legged down dog. Okay, almost finished. Bend that knee, roll the hip open, and we'll take it into our wild thing. If you've got a wall behind you, look out. Okay, so spatial awareness is important. Land your left toes, then lift your hips and reach. Find that turning open of your chest, and then level out the pelvis as you pull in the tummy. Last inhale. Flip back over, downward facing dog. One big inhale together. Big exhale, let it out. Look at the hands, walk yourself up. Fold at the top of the mat, so get off the wrists. You can let your body sway, swing a little bit. Let's take Padahastasana, hands under the feet. Step onto your hands. Give your toes a little wiggle. Give your fingers a little wiggle. Halfway lift. Remove the hands. Let's do one crow pose here, just because we've got the hip flexors fired up. So take the hands down, at least shoulder width distance apart, index fingers forward. Bend your elbows back, make little shelves, and then put your legs up on the shelves wherever you can. Higher, a little bit better. Look forward and lean forward, and then try lifting your feet up. If you need to pause and get some pillows out in front of you to get a little safety net, go. Okay, chaturanga or back into plank pose. Upward facing dog if you were in your chaturanga. Downward facing dog, exhale, breath. Okay, look at the hands, come up, and just kneel down for a moment, getting off of the wrists again. Interlace your fingers, do some twirls, and do it both ways. And a little shake. Okay. Find your breath again. Tapping into a little bit of reserves here. Open up the knees. Stand up onto the knees here and bring the toes underneath. Hands up on your waist. Lengthen your tailbone. Lift your heart. And start to lean back a little bit, but keep the lift of the chest. If you think you might want to, reach hands down. You can try. If it doesn't feel good, get rid of it. If it does feel good, go with it. Shoulder blades together. Okay, and then you can come up slowly. Yeah, that feels so freaking good. Sit back on your heels, close your eyes. Just whatever's coming up, let that happen. So you're just a little observer. Just sit back. Take it all in. The totality of the practice. So these quieter times, riding the little ups and downs, the waves. So here comes one more little up. Open the eyes, stand on the knees. Last round for camel. You can keep your feet flat or tuck your toes. Your call. I like the toe tuck. Okay, elbows back, heart up. Shoulder blades together already. I want my upper back to be doing some work. Okay, and then transition the hands down. If you got your hands down, push into your heels and then squeeze your heels back in. Sides of your neck up and back. Tailbone forward, hollow your tummy. Okay, bring yourself up and out. And then untuck your toes if they were tucked. Sit back on the heels. Let's do a really simple twist to the right. So So opposite hand to the right knee. Close your eyes. And then just go to the other side. A little unwind, a little spiral. Okay, untwist. Sit your bum down onto the floor. Get your block if you do have one. If you don't, again, it's going to be totally fine. Lie down. If you don't have a block, just take your legs up in the air. If you have the space and you want this to be super sweet, go up against a wall and put your legs up against a wall. If you do have a block, you can just add a lift. Just give the hips a little bit of elevation so the block goes under that same spot and legs up. You can get this against the wall as well. Okay, and then I invite you to take your hands onto your lower belly again. Just letting the thigh bones drop down into the hip sockets, so like they're going home into their little spot. And then some energy from the legs can drain down. And then once again, use your hands, or just using the hands there as a way to pick up the feeling of the belly moving on its own, up and down. And very gently adding in the contraction, the pulling in of the tummy as you exhale, so making that purposeful. Do 2 or 3 more deep breaths. Or if you're against the wall, you're more than welcome to stay there. If you want to come into a Shavasana, like take a full lie down, you can start to transition now. Just take the feet down, remove the block if it's there, and then just slide the legs out. So try not to add too much. Just bring yourself down. Do take some time to make the Shavasana feel as comfortable as possible. Once you feel like you're there, do one more of those kind of audible, strong exhale breaths, and then after that, once you've settled, just let the breath be a bit quieter. Let the throat open up so there's space to move free. Just relax here, Shavasana. Come back to your breath. Allow it to deepen. You can move your fingers and your toes if you feel ready to. Roll your head on the mat a few times. Let the belly move again with deeper breaths. Okay, make your way up to a seated position. You just get there however you'd like. And once you arrive, close your eyes down. It's just a moment to close the practice and have a bit of a closing ritual to the time you spent there. So bring your palms together into prayer position. This is a wonderful moment for the very simple, powerful prayer of thank you. Just feel that your body has a little bit more space. You've shifted some dull energy. So there's the thank you from your body. Notice if the mind feels any clearer. If some energy is shifted there. There's a thank you in the mind. And then just feeling how the emotions are, the energy around your heart space. Maybe a bit more connected. There's your thank you. To bow your head, honoring all of these parts of your practice and yourself. Let's do one more breath together here. Inhale. Together we say, Namaste.
Just wanted to say thank you one more time for watching my very first yoga video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a nice practice. If you did practice and you have any comments or even some requests for other videos, I'd love to hear from you, hear what you thought. And don't forget to check out my Patreon page and just see if you want to subscribe, get some more videos, and support my family and I. So I hope you're well, and thanks again.